Ali, Mogithin, Hafide Zantiro, Raranim, Kasaleli, Lengwo, and Yahweh. Welcome back to the One Micronesia Show. We're back, so let's kick off the show. And we start with the one-on-one. And for this one, we sit down with the first ever Yapi's elected female senator. Check it out.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your podcast. When you first contacted me, of course, I was very excited. I wanted to also welcome you back home.
Thank you.
So it's very good to see you after so many years. And of course, you know, I'm very happy that I can help you with this, because I think a lot of people it would be helpful for them to know what's happening back home also.
Yeah. So I guess when I first start with the podcast or with the one-on-one interviews, we try to get to know you as Lamar before, as senator. So tell us more about you. Like, let's start with the education side. Let the people know how it all started for you, where you went to school, how with work until now.
Okay. I was born and raised here in Yap. Basically, I went to school here and then went on to Xavier High School in Chug. Graduated from there, and then went on to the U.S. for university. Completed that, and then came back. I felt that my heart was home, so I wanted to do my part and contribute. And as soon as I came back, I started working. So I've been mostly in the private sector for many years. The latest one the longest one was at Community IU Services Credit Union, which is YAP's very own credit union. We were one of the first few people that helped manage it, and I was there for 10 years. And then I resigned because at the same time my husband and I also had a family business in construction on the side. And I felt that I needed to make a choice between the two, and basically I needed to focus on the family business and the family, really. So that's when I resigned after working there for 10 years. But the credit union, I'm happy to say, is still going very strong, doing very well. So I'm happy to be a part of that. And then I started. That's when that's when I started working at the family business, which was in construction and retail. That was my son is 16 now, so it's been about 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I did not imagine or thought at any point in time that I would go into politics. It wasn't in my plans. It wasn't a dream of mine, but I think it was the fact that my love for my home, my love for my people, and seeing what was happening on the island, and seeing all the what was taking place, especially with all of our people migrating outside, leaving the island, and compared to the ones returning, which is very minimal to almost non-existent, and the state of our government. I really believe that our government and our state can do better. There's always room for improvement.
Always.
Not that I felt that I could do better, no, but I felt I could contribute. I really felt I could contribute. Especially when I went, I sought people out first. I didn't just jump into this and say, I'm going to do this. There were people that I felt who were much more qualified, better qualified than I was. And so, we sought those people out. We wanted them to take the chance to make a difference, but unfortunately, because of personal reasons or family obligations and stuff like that, or work obligation, the choices were very limited. It was very limited, And so it was a decision that my husband and I had to really sit down and think about seriously, and had a very long, serious talk that I could say spanned probably many weeks, probably months, as to, is this what we really want to do? Or, is this, it's going to require a lot of sacrifice, not only for us personally, but for the family and the business and stuff like that. But and we did a lot of praying about it also, and in the end I was like, okay, I guess I kind of gave I kind of gave in. I wanted to try, but at the same time I didn't know how the people would react to another woman running, but because I know that, it's having a female senator this is the first time, but there were women in the past that have run, so I knew that was possible, and so we decided to do it, and not really expecting the outcome to turn out like it did, but that's how it came out, and I was like, okay, if this is what the people want me to do, then I'm for it. I'm for it. One thing I do know is that I do know my heart is in the right place. Not that, and I believe that, with that's what we need. We need people who want to make a difference, who love their island, who love their people, and who are willing to make the sacrifices to do something better for their island. So
when you were on the campaign trail, tell us more about the things that you talked about that you saw needed to be fixed. Maybe one or two. I mean, there's probably a whole list, a whole binder somewhere.
Yes. Too much to remember. There's a lot. But one thing that I really wanted to look at is the migration of our people outside the state, because there's such a huge gap in our skill set. We don't have a large talent pool. It's either they're either ready to retire or they're still in high school. But from that age, from college age all the way up to their early 20s, the time where they're the age where people are ready to contribute back into their society, into their communities, instead of doing that, they're going off island and looking for better opportunities, which is, I don't blame them. I believe our leadership is at fault to an extent. We need to give our people an incentive to stay behind, and especially in light of what's going on with the global economy, with inflation going up, or all over the world. I think it's affecting us here. The prices of everything in the stores has gone up. The prices of fuel has gone up. It's always been very expensive, but it's even more so now than before. People are struggling to pay for their loans, struggling to afford food for their families. So it's something that I really wanted to look into when I come into office, is to try to raise the minimum wage, and at the same time give an incentive either through raise the salaries for the positions that we need people for, all the technical positions like nurses and doctors and engineers and teachers and all those professions. We need to look at those, have those salaries looked at and reviewed, because we're way below the market standard. And I'm not saying we have the money to meet the market standard, but at least make it more attractive for our people to want to have to come back home.
Is it doable?
Well, that's the question. I believe so. I really think so. I think it's, we have to look at it from all the different angles. There's always, everything boils down to money. Do we have the money or not? But I believe, there are other resources that we can look at and tap into. And those are the things, we have to get creative. We have to think outside of the box. What can we do with the little that we have to make our people want to come back, or at least make the ones, the few who are still back here, to want to make something of them, of their life, and do something that can really contribute to their communities and to our island. I believe we can come up with a solution. I'm not going to say we're going to solve the problem immediately, but at least we can start chipping away at it, and hopefully, I'm not looking for this to benefit me, so that's going to happen in my lifetime, but at least to start chipping away at it where the next generation and the next generation after that, can actually see the benefits of what we've done at our time, at this time, this moment.
What message do you have for our younger generations?
I say, dream big. Always put God first, and if you love your island, then you already have the right tools that you can, push yourself and make something out of yourself to be a contributing member to your community. Nothing will stop you.
Wow, what an amazing and inspiring talk I had with Senator Anne-Marie Lamar. Thank you so much. Guys, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, iboom! What is it? We'll find out. We're back, One Micronesia Show, Yap Edition. iboom, what is it? I don't know. Just kidding, I do know. But I'm going to tell you guys who iboom is and what they're all about. Check it out.
iboom was this belief that we as a people, as an indigenous people, we can make our own path. We can make our own destiny.
My home, the island of Yap, has come a long way. We've weathered through storms, typhoons, and so much adversities. But as a very culturally centered society, we've also made sure that as we progress and slowly integrate this new concept called technology into our lives, we also keep traditions and cultures afloat. But the world as we know it is rather moving at a very fast pace. Technology is now the leading force in how today's world is developing. How can a small island with a population of about 11,000 catch up with the ever-changing new world? We sat down with Lubu Flundro, a proud son of Yap, a tech guru, and the founder and CEO of iboom, a telecommunications company which has slowly started its operations back in 2019 in Yap. I asked him of his views and goals of iboom to Yap and Micronesia.
It was an idea. It was like, hey, let's build a environment where our people can thrive, and we can actually change let's change the story of how, why does it always require outside to come in and then develop us versus us to develop ourselves, right? So that's the idea of iboom. Now, first things first, infrastructure, technicalities. We needed a better infrastructure for communications and internet. And so we had to become a telco company. Little did I know though, that the telco industry was actually really going through a lot of innovations. And so it actually sucked me in. I wanted to make sure that when we come in, we're not just a telco, we're coming in with applications that just gets the generations right into positive, busy progress.
So obviously the work isn't done yet, but Libu is optimistic about 2023.
This is the year I think that we're gonna finally, at least for me, really feel like we're delivering on things that I feel like our people were expecting.
With 2023 looking to be a good year, I asked Libu if he had a message for the people of Yap.
When we're in full action, sky's the limit. That's all I can say.
Wow, iboom! I gotta thank the CEO, Libu Flandru, for the great sit down to get to know more about the company and what they have in stores for the island of Yap. And not only that, but the whole Micronesian region as a whole when it comes to telecom and internet and everything that just means progress. Guys, we're gonna take a break and we'll be right back. One Micronesia show, and we're back. So yeah, Yap edition. I was back there, met with family, friends, ate a ton of good food. But at the same time, I did bring over from Guam a camera and my drone, and it was always a dream to bring something back home to feature and film and just showcase the island of Yap to the world. So you know what? This is it. Enjoy this view of Yap. Check it out. Wow. Even I want to go back there right now. But you know what? I hope you guys enjoyed that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the island of Yap. I did not get to feature all of it, but I got some of it so you guys could see my home island of Yap. I hope I can go back soon, go feature more of the outer islands of Yap and maybe the rest of Micronesia, but that's in the works. Guys, we're going to take a break. I'll be back with more of the One Micronesia Show. Chee! Hey, One Micronesia Show. Now, we always end it with the jam session. So here it is, the One Mic Jam Session. This one, we go back to Hawaii, but this time it's a group consisting of Palauan artist named Gordon and also Yapese artist named Jake. And they're called Date Street Records. And this is one of their music videos, and it's called Formula. Check it out. One Micronesia show, what a jam-packed show. Now, before we close out, of course, I gotta say thank you to our featurees, of course, Senator Lamar, CEO of iboom, Lebu Flundro, and of course, you guys watching the show at your homes or on your tablets, your phones, wherever you're watching from. Thank you so much for watching the One Micronesia show. Guys, that pretty much wraps it up, and we'll see you on the next one. Chee!